Now on 767 News, Ambassador Felix Gregoire weighs in on observer mission to Dominica. DASPA restricts air access to airports. Find out why. In sports, Sunil Narayan to undergo rehabilitation following suspect bowling action. Welcome everyone, I'm Alicia George and of course you're watching 767 News, Dominica's #1 news source. Stay tuned for the latest developments after the break.
This is the new DL750, made to fit your lifestyle, whatever shape it takes. The new KitKat OS means it's faster and easier to enjoy the apps you love like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. With colored covers you can change to match your lifestyle. A 5-megapixel camera with an amazing flash to capture the moments that matter wherever you are. The new DL750, lighter, smarter, brighter. Digicel.
Ho, ho, ho! It's the ram that I want to pull up me belly. It's the ram that I want to bat in the party.
Play Big 4 and win even more this Christmas. Spend $9 or more on Big 4 tickets and get a free letter. Spell ham, rum, or buy and win hams, single barrel rum, and shopping vouchers. Plus, non-winning promotional tickets gets a chance to win one of 4 supermarket shopping sprees valued at $1,000. The more tickets you buy, the more letters you get to win. Have a cheerful ham and rum Christmas from the Dominican National Lottery. Promotion starts November 10th to December 31st.
Introducing the Ashley Collection at Quartz. Quartz has joined with Ashley Furniture, the #1 selling home furnishings brand in America, to bring you the most extraordinary furniture selection at unbeatable prices. It's now easier than ever before to find that perfect furniture piece for your home. And what's more, you can add that special touch with the right accent piece from our range of designer accessories from Ashley. Create the perfect look for your home with the Ashley Collection at Quartz. Quartz, bringing value home. Visit the new Ashley Gallery at our Roseau store.
This holiday season, let Digicel help you find the best selection of 4G smartphones and tablets, like the Samsung Galaxy S5, the Digicel DL800, and the Blue Life Play. So visit your nearest Digicel store today to find the perfect gift and get a chance at winning loads of great weekly prizes with your purchase. Plus, the grand prize of up to $20,000 cash. Digicel.
Welcome back. First up this news time. Activity on the ground continues with just 5 days left until residents head to the polls to elect a new government. Sometime this week, an observer mission will arrive in Dominica to observe and report on the atmosphere surrounding this important event. Ambassador to CARICOM and the OECS, His Excellency Felix Gregoire, told 767 News that the overall objective of the mission is to protect the processes surrounding good governance.
We are all concerned about good governance, transparency, human rights, and therefore the international community is also very keen on those principles, and would want to know that in the world that things are being done above board, so to speak. And their mission is really to observe the procedures, the attitudes, practices, that is what they'll be doing, observing those things, and to write a report that will reflect their findings as far as the conduct of the elections, and will make recommendations with respect to improvement if there is a need to make such recommendations.
This exercise began last election in 2009 when the Prime Minister, Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit, invited the CARICOM and the Organization of American States, OAS, to oversee the adopted behavior leading to the time of election. The mission this year will include CARICOM, OAS, and the CARICOM Secretariat, who will engage in discussion with the political leaders of each party, the religious community, and the private sector, as well as youth and women groups. They will also attend political rallies while on island.
they will send their members to the various polling stations to observe what is happening with the polling, with respect to the opening of the polling station, the conduct of the election in terms of people voting. They'll be observing how the presiding officers, the poll clerks, the agents behave. They look at the security aspect as well. They look at the general public in terms of how they behave. There is a 100-yard limit within which people are not allowed, voters are not allowed. They'll be looking at all that to see whether people are obeying or disobeying, things like that. Yes, I think it is something that is desirable, that you can have outsiders, so to speak. We call them third parties, neutral people come in, because, you know, in Dominica you have parties, and people are saying things reflect the wishes of those parties. But when you have neutral people who can sift through what is being said and give a rational statement or position, then I think it would be more credible.
The ambassador has therefore advised every Dominican to exercise their constitutional right to vote, but to do so within the confinements of the laws of Dominica.
The right to vote was not always present, and now we have it, so we should take it very seriously and discharge our responsibility. And in so doing, I am asking people to conduct themselves in the best way possible. I'd like to remind persons that there are laws governing the elections. The laws stipulate the violations, the possible infringements or areas people can get into problems if they don't obey the law. The law provides for punishment. So if you're found wanting, if you've broken the law, there are punishments. And that each polling station, there'll be, as usual, security. We've always had those things. And then that the persons, we all have different roles to play. The presiding officer has his role, the poll clerk has his role, the agent has his role, the voters, electors, they have their role, and we should all do what we are expected to do.
During the last observer mission exercise, the findings of the mission were publicized and open to media. General elections is set for December 8th, 2014. And the new stringent security measures have been implemented at Dominica's airports by the Dominica Air and Seaport Authority, DASPA, following the cancelled visit by the United Workers' Party and its supporters to meet with the incoming Dominica diaspora at the Douglas Charles Airport. Effective immediately, every person in a security-restricted area shall, on the request of a security officer, state his name and address and produce satisfactory evidence of its correctness and the purpose of his presence in such an area and his authority to enter the airports. In an interview with 767 News on Wednesday, Chief Executive Officer of DASPA, Benoit Badwell, said these measures were instituted in accordance with the Annex 17 of the Chicago Convention and the local laws and regulations to assure the protection and safety of all persons utilizing the airports in Dominica in compliance with the standards and recommended practices of Annex 17.
What we're trying to do is to strengthen the process in terms of ensuring that persons who have to conduct business at the airport are the persons who would be granted access. We are trying to say that we want persons to come to the airport for productive purposes, and we would not want persons to come to the airport to loiter. We would not want persons to come there. It's not a meeting place, say, in terms of people having group meetings or what have you. We are cognizant of the fact that families and friends who wish to see their persons off are still welcome to come to the airport to do their normal things, but we would not want persons to congregate at the airport for other purposes other than dealing with matters where persons are either receiving persons or seeing their friends and families off the island, and we would like to ensure that those persons do so.
Badwell says the airports operate and comply generally with common international civil aviation recognized practices and procedures to assure the protection and safety of passengers, crew, ground personnel, the general public, aircraft and facilities of the airport against all acts of unlawful interference perpetrated on the ground or in flight.
DASPA in itself, we're charged again with the responsibility for running the airport. And so we want to make sure that persons understand that there are rules governing the use of the airport, the roadways, the facilities and so on. So it was merely meant to ensure that persons clearly understood what the requirements of the law for persons utilizing the airport is all about, and that the airport is a restricted area. Yes, we have persons coming in and out, but it is a very restricted area. And that is why we want to just enlighten persons. So people are, it's a mere form of education for persons so that they know that when they come to the airport, they come to conduct business, legitimate business that is, in a way that helps to ensure that there is no unlawful acts against civil aviation.
Under the new measures, a security officer may order any person who has failed to satisfy a request made to leave a security-restricted area, and any such person shall comply with such an order. A security officer and any person he calls to his assistance may use such force as may be reasonably necessary to remove from any security-restricted area any person who fails or refuses forthwith to leave the security-restricted area after having been ordered by a security officer to do so. All vehicles entering the airport will be checked before being allowed into the restricted area of the Douglas Chance Airport and the Canefield Airport. Vehicles that do not meet the requirements for entry shall not be allowed to enter the airport. To develop Dominica, you must start with the city of Roseau. This, according to Alvin Bernard, Dominica Labour Party candidate for the Roseau Central constituency. Speaking at a DLP rally in Lagos on Tuesday night, Bernard spoke of the many improvements that could come about with the renovation of the city. In recent times, the DLP government has dialogued with contracting firms to settle on the best way to turn the town into a modern oasis with a traditional feel. According to the DLP candidate, the DLP has already secured the funding for the complete renovation of Roseau.
This massive exercise in urban renewal will upgrade the physical appearance of Roseau while preserving its architectural heritage. The plans include improved drainage and sanitation, resurfaced roads, improved pavements, more parking spaces, and better traffic management, new and renovated private housing and public buildings, greening the city, the creation of sporting and recreational facilities such as a large indoor sports stadium, an Olympic-sized swimming pool for the young people, and a tennis court.
Bernard pointed out, however, that it is more than just improving the physical part of the city. Investment in citizens will continue through the provision of universal access to education, training, and improved health services, among other things. He called for voters to elect all 4 DLP candidates in the Roseau constituencies, stating that all these plans cannot be implemented without them.
We have given considerable thought to what we can do to put Dominica on a sustainable path to development. We have the policies and we have the programs to ensure that every Dominican benefits from the natural resources we have in abundance in our beloved country. Our social programs will ensure that even the most vulnerable members of our society will benefit from the wealth we create.
The DLP candidate therefore urged the people of Roseau Central to vote him in as the next parliamentary representative.
On the 8th of December 2014, you have the opportunity to bring about real change in Roseau. You do your part and vote for me. Vote for the Dominica Labour Party.
Alvin Bernard, who served as senator under the DLP administration, will contest United Workers' Party candidate Joseph Isaac for the Roseau Central seat in the December 8 elections. And in other stories, growing Dominica's economy was the center of attention on Tuesday as the Agents for Change, the United Workers' Party, held a private sector civil society forum on their 2014 manifesto titled Becoming the Best, a Social Contract. UWP's candidate for the Grand Forks constituency, Dr. Thompson Fontaine, said Dominica's new economy will feature 5,000 jobs in 3 years.
Once we've kind of outlined what the issue is, what the problem is, low growth, high unemployment, the question is how do you fashion a program that can tackle these two critical issues? So our program basically is intended to target the issue of low growth and secondly the issue of unemployment. And we believe with what we are proposing, which has a very good chance of success, that we will be able to tackle both of these very well. And in the process, generate the kind of expansion that we speak about in the private sector that is so critical.
He said the UWP's 10-pillar sector strategy does not include value-added tax, which the Dominican Labour Party says cannot be removed and or reduced.
We are looking at agriculture, tourism, light manufacturing, the ICT sector, financial services. We're looking at the construction sector, and we'll talk a little bit more about this particular sector because that we believe is what is going to actually allow us to jumpstart the whole process. Renewable energy, another critical aspect of that, and our ability to harness that and develop that is going to play a key role in how well we succeed. The sports and industry or the sporting sector, the water industry, and importantly, the cultural industry. That is something that is one area that we believe has just tremendous potential, not only in terms of developing itself, but in assisting us in developing a quality tourism product.
Fontaine said it was important that the party rethink Dominica's economic progress, renew the process, and look forward to rebuilding the economy.
So with this, we come to our all-important goal and something that has become, that's on the tongue, I suspect, of every child in Dominica, 5,000 jobs. I think everybody is very much familiar with that by now. 5,000 new jobs in our first 3 years, that's our commitment. Personally, been behind the figures along with the rest of Team Dominica. We know that we can do better than the 5,000, but you can imagine, right, given the pushback we've been getting for 5,000, if you were to say 10,000 jobs in 3 years, people would go, crazy. So 5,000 is something that we are comfortable with, that we know can happen, and in fact, that's how we intend to do it, and the sectors that we intend to do it in, agriculture, and that is, agriculture. Any effort into agriculture is going to generate that level of jobs. And one of the things that we've had in talking to our farmers, I come from an agriculture belt, and in talking to people, they tend to think that people will not go back into agriculture. And I think that's not true. I think people want to make money. And if they see an opportunity in making money in agriculture, we believe they'll come back.
Fontaine added, under the party's new agricultural plans, it will focus on manufacturing to ensure maximum profits from Dominica's local produce. And great Christmas prizes to be won from Digicel. For the details of these and other stories, stay tuned.
Make their wishes come true at Courts this Christmas. Gifts for Dad you know he'll love. Something special just for Mom. And gifts for Big Brother and Sister too. Shop today and pay absolutely nothing until February 2015 on 24 months and over accounts. So complete your gift list this Christmas only at Courts, bringing value home.
Christmas is the time of year that you do whatever it takes to make everything just right. When everything is in place, the magic happens. So let us help make this a memorable Christmas for you and your family. With a chance at winning your share in over $50,000 in cash and prizes. Simply top up $15 or more, pay your bill in full, sign up for a data plan, or join the Digicel family. Come together and make Christmas extraordinary. Digicel.
.767 News is encouraging all Dominicans to vote this election season. Your vote counts, so look out for our upcoming political profiles. UWP versus DLP.
And in more news, former social worker Doreen Francis has called on Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit, leader of the Dominica Labour Party, to resign from political office. Francis made the plea while addressing a United Workers' Party rally to endorse Nicholas George, UWP candidate for the Qualihu constituency. Francis, who says she knows the DLP leader, fears that greed has consumed him.
Mr. Skerrit, this country belongs to us. You know me personally. You know the type of person I am. I do not mix matters. I say it like it is. Now I am asking you, do the honorable thing and resign.
The former social worker said it grieves her to see the number of young people who are leaving the island to seek work elsewhere when they are needed right here to help build Dominica. She told the crowd of supporters that the responsibility to restore and rebuild the pride of Dominica is on each one of them.
When I listen to your utterances, I know it's not you, Roosevelt. It's a demonic power that has taken control of you. I am not asking you, I am telling you. Because when I look at you, that is not the person I knew. Greed has taken possession of you. Stop it. This is our country. Dominica belongs to all of us.
Francis also had a word of advice for Dominicans living in the diaspora who may be coming home to vote.
I have promised to give whatever help I possibly can. But the onus is on every one of you, not just United Workers Team Dominica. Let me tell you, Dominica is in crisis. You all do not realize how bad it is. I am not joking, I am very serious. And it will only take your help together with United Workers Team Dominica.
We now go to a special report from Jessica Pinard-Yard-Byrne and Natalie Walsh.
Good evening, I am Jessica Pinard-Byrne. I am here with Natalie Walsh from Digicel Play, Marketing Manager. Natalie, we've got some great things going on at Digicel Play. Tell us about this new launch that we're doing today.
Indeed, Jessica, good evening to you and good evening to all our viewers live on 767 News. I'm happy to be here this evening with you, Jessica. So much is happening at Digicel Play. Ever since we launched our new brand in October of this year, we have been giving a lot back to our customers. And I would like to say a special thank you to all our Digicel Play customers, those of you who have internet service or cable service. This Christmas season is a time of year to be very joyous. It's a time of year to give back to every single customer, and that's what we're doing at Digicel Play.
And we're doing it early. We're in the first week of December. What's the exciting news? What's the buzz?
Well, Jessica, this week, as you know, it's a very exciting week. Yes, I won't go into details, but of course, Digicel Play, we have launched our Christmas promotion, and that's a few weeks before Christmas. Customers have been asking for more, both on our Facebook page, our Twitter page, and I'm sure persons have been coming here to us, asking for more, and we have decided to give back to our customers. We have launched the premium movie channel, HBO, and Jessica, HBO, I don't even have to say more. I mean, customers have been looking for more movies, and we are giving it to them. We are actually giving it to them this season, so persons this season can actually sit back in their living room, while they're cooking their ham and their turkey and their fruitcake. They can enjoy so much more on Digicel Play.
HBO, I mean, I don't think you could think of anything better. This is the time of year where all the great movies come out, and HBO is a great addition. How many channels are we looking at?
We're looking at 5 new HBO channels.
And where can we find them?
Starting from channel 61 to channel 65.
Excellent. And of course, you said big promotion. What's this big promotion that we're all talking about?
Digicel, Jessica. This season, 2 lucky Digicel Play customers will get a chance to win free groceries, up to $10,000 worth of groceries. We have actually partnered with Whitchurch IGA. Thank you, Jason. And this year, 2 lucky customers will sweep Whitchurch IGA in Roseau to get up to $10,000 worth of groceries.
Well, that means we're going to have to be there to see those groceries pile up into that basket for those 2 lucky winners. Natalie, it's been great having you on with us this evening. And of course, promotions are great, but this Christmas, Digicel Play is giving back, and we're doing that with HBO.
Yes.
So definitely, it's tune in to channel 61 through 65.
Yes, indeed.
Enjoy your Christmas gift from Digicel Play. And hopefully we'll have Natalie back again with us on 767 News.
Thank you, Jessica.
Thank you, Jessica and Natalie. And of course, you must be wondering, just how do I get these channels? To access the 5 additional HBO channels, simply rescan your set-top box. Press the menu button on your box remote once, and then the OK button 3 times. HBO Flick should appear on channel 61 through 65. And that's it for local news. The latest in sports news is coming up next with Larry, so stay tuned.
I know it is confusing out there with so many prices and so many stores, and you are trying to figure out how to do the maths on savings. Well, don't worry, we will do the maths for you. It is our business to deliver the best product at the best prices. So when you shop at Astafans, you don't need to do the maths. We have done it for you. And best of all, take the savings and use it to pay for something else, helping you save money. That's our business.
Not long ago, I planted a crop of bananas. Then suddenly they started dying one after the other. So I checked the books and they didn't tell me much. So I went on the internet and did a search. One of the websites told me that black cigar-toker disease could be the problem. It said cut the affected trees and use spraying methods periodically on the farm. As a banana farmer, I got excited about the internet. Information is powerful, but it's how we use it that defines us. I was definitely saved by broadband.
Sign up for Digicel Play Superfast Broadband Internet Service.
Good evening and welcome to 767 Sports. We begin tonight's coverage with football. We go to representative of the Point Michel Sports Council, Gerald George.
Alan Toussaint Shambali Blanc veterans pulled off their first victory for the season in the Caribbean and Stone Point Michel Football League with a 4-2 win over Astafans Belbishop Young Gunners last night at the Pori playing field. Shambali Blanc, Vincent Badwell, Colin Toussaint and Sean McDonald scored 1 each for the veterans. Makion Maroni and Brandel Murray did the scoring for the winless Young Gunners. The league continues tonight with A&P Natsu-Frere Spartans with only a draw to their name thus far, taking on A&P Lodbo, who are in second place in the point stand.
In cricket, embattled West Indies off-spinner Sunil Narine will oversee the rehabilitation of his action, according to a release from the West Indies Cricket Board, WICB. The WICB said Narine had requested that he be permitted to take full responsibility, and it had agreed. The WICB said that it respects and agreed to Narine's decision and looks forward to his return to international cricket at the earliest opportunity. Narine is currently undergoing rehabilitation for his action in his native Trinidad and Tobago, and it's understood he has already done testing of his action in England. The 26-year-old Narine was reported for having a suspect bowling action during this year's Champions League 2020 while playing for Indian Premier League franchise Kolkata Knight Riders. And that's it for tonight's Sportscast. Join me again tomorrow for more sports news.
That was Larry with the latest in sports. And now for a recap of the headlines. Ambassador Felix Gregoire weighs in on observer mission to Dominica. DASPA restricts air access to airports. And in sports, Sunil Narine to undergo rehabilitation following suspect bowling action. That's all the time we have for now. Drop us an email at media@767news.dm. Friend us on Facebook and be sure to like our 767 News page. From all of us on the 767 News production team, I'm Alicia George, wishing you a wonderful evening and thanks for watching.
Boom, Miss and it's my time to get on bad when I jam in at everybody. Come celebrate with me, but if you don't know me yet, don't worry, man, we go take a jam in a party. Yeah, put one hand in the air. 767 News.